finally did it! Ash Ketchum from Palatown has finally become the Pokemon champion, the very best of them all.
Absolutely, not counting Gen 7. Nobody counts Gen 7.
No, that doesn't count. It's a lowland region.
Yeah.
His journey has been 25 years in the making, and we've been fan of his journey ever since its beginning.
Shut up. No, we haven't. We passed
30. He didn't.
Ah.
To celebrate this historical event, we are hosting a Pokemon week here at the Juice.
Yes, we are.
So we are going to celebrate some amazing musical events in the Pokemon 25-year era, and of course, we are diving into the collaboration with Ed Sheeran and his new track, Celestial.
Say his name again.
Ed Sheeran.
That's better. He said Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. I know how to pronounce Ash Ketchum, but I can't pronounce Ed Sheeran. That defines my reality. Ed Sheeran, Celestial, and we are of course gonna talk about sexiness, lyrics, and structure.
Yep.
I actually mentioned it backwards this time.
Yeah, you did.
For some reason, I don't know. We've been listening to Celestial by Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
What's your overall thoughts on this one?
That I think there are less evil ways of torturing people.
Is it really that bad?
No, it's not. It's actually a great song.
I would actually say it's, in my opinion, I'm a huge cream sucker. I know that in Danish that's pronounced way different. In flydnørd, altså. But in English that doesn't come out right.
Nope.
I love his track, like saying it's I love the emotional parts of it.
You really like cream pie too, don't you?
You couldn't let it go. You couldn't let it go.
Such a sucker for cream pie.
Cream pie.
You're gonna have to bleep this whole episode now.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. What are your overall thoughts on it, about the song?
Yes, of course. Well, I like it. I think it's. I was just about to call it delicious. Oh my god, this is a minefield.
Yeah,
I really do like. I think if I have to be critical about it, it's very Ed Sheeran-esque. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you could have cut his voice out, and you would have just still be able to go. I think I know who wrote that.
Yeah, it has Ed Sheeran written all over it.
Yeah, not in a bad way. It's it's just that is his trademark, the way he does things, and he really did make this a great song. But I would say if you're not the biggest Ed Sheeran fan, this whole the way of making music. What is it they call it? Acoustapop. There it was. This kind of acoustapop music. If you're not a fan of that, you're not going to be a fan of this either. I think that's also like Ed Sheeran's curse.
Yeah.
Most people like him, but for those who don't like them, you're not really going to like any of his songs because they are very much him.
Yeah.
Not that they're the same, but you can definitely hear how he approaches these things.
I kind of, when I'm hearing Celestial, I'm feeling vibes to his track Bad Habits. It kind of has this kind of the same vibes.
Yep, but Bad Habits, I actually thought Bad Habits, he kind of breaks the pattern of how he does things.
Yeah.
I really love that song, though.
Actually, one of my favorite tracks with Ed Sheeran's Bad Habits. And Celestial might actually be up there as well.
Yeah, it's a super cool song. It does, use his more traditional way of making music. I think Bad Habits was him trying a new approach.
Yes.
But definitely two of my absolute favorite songs. I also think I do love some of his other work, but it has been a little bit, too overplayed for me at this point. So having Bad Habits and then this is definitely some, my new two favorites from him.
It doesn't feel like Celestial has been like thrown in your face from left and right. Definitely where we're from.
No.
It's one of those tracks, the track because you're a fan of the Pokemon universe.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it. It's kind of like a closed community track, actually.
You're kind of right.
It's kind of like a bubble track.
That I haven't even heard this one playing in the radio. I can't go anywhere without hearing Bad Habits. But the very few times I've actually listened to this track, I've had to search it up online. I haven't just, come across it. I haven't seen people like sharing it in the same way as they've done with a lot of his other things. That is a little bit weird to some extent because it is Pokemon. It is a great song. So
And
the music video is cool too.
The only reason I actually know by its existence, that was a hard word for some reason.
Because it's cold out here.
It's cold. I'm sitting with a jacket on. He's a freaking Viking for some reason.
Of course.
The only reason I know about this track is because of the Pokemon community.
Yeah.
And which I'm actually a part of. And of course, we are nerding Pokemon. I just grown 30-year-old man.
I just kind of realized that you said that Viking, because basically we are almost like a walking joke, the two of us. Because like there's a Swedish guy and a Danish guy, we just need a Norwegian guy.
Yeah.
And then there's a Danish, a Norwegian, and a Swedish Viking going into a pub. You know, that kind of joke. We're almost there.
A Swedish guy and a Danish guy are making a YouTube video about a Pokemon song. Comparing it to some of his older works, I think it definitely. I definitely agree with you that he is taking another turn with this. I remember like Sheeran coming out with a Lego House. It's like one of his biggest tracks of all time when he really broke through, spinning the clock all the way up till now. While Celestial is out, it's like he finally evolved.
Yeah. I guess. You think this is so much? You think this is more groundbreaking than
Lego House? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but do you think this style of Celestial is more in a new way, or do you think it's his old way of doing things? I actually think this is very much what he usually does.
It's usually you can hear it's the usual formula, and that he's exactly. Of course like he's approaching. I actually think he did that in the music video. He actually approaches the microphone with an acoustic guitar and just recording himself playing this track. I think he's doing the same thing at home.
Yeah.
And all the magic that we hear, all the effects and the grandness, all the Grand Prix lifts and everything, it comes on top of it in the production, of course. It's not something he had in mind during like writing this track.
No, probably not.
So I think it has evolved from being Ed Sheeran, a guy with an acoustic guitar, to something very mainstream, to something like I think they twisted it into like capturing. It is written for the Pokemon community. That's for sure.
That's true.
Yes, as a celebration of the 25th anniversary of the Pokemon era. If we go back to all these tracks that's been made into the Pokemon universe and the genre they're like recorded in. I think they're kind of tributing to that.
Agree. Now you say it, there's one thing. Again, I can feel I'm the critical evil one today.
Yeah, you're the critic. I'm doing the positive.
You're the happy
vibe.
little fanboy.
Yes.
So I do have a problem with Celestial. Now the music video, I'm sure you're gonna put stuff.
Yeah,
in it so
of course
we're
gonna see
it's of
Pokemon
course
over
a huge, you know, everything from Gen 1's happening, the whole Mewtwo and the Mew fight, all this kind of thing. It's very clear that there are
some amazing throwbacks, like
to Gen 1.
Yeah.
So talking about the song, why is there not more throwbacks to the original Pokemon theme? I kind of misses that.
Yeah.
This could have been just as easily any other Ed Sheeran song. I wouldn't actually think about it that it was a Pokemon song if you listen to the text. Like, remove the idea that you know it's to Pokemon and just listen to the text. Would you know he was referencing Pokemon? Would it be clear enough?
No, like if it wasn't for the music video and for the community behind it, I wouldn't have known this was written for Pokemon.
No, it would have been just another, you know, it's a good song, but just another, you know, let's be awesome and, you know, hype each other up kind of song, you know, let's hope for the future, all that kind of nonsense.
Which is actually bringing me to the story gaming of the track and the structure, lyrics, and the sexiness, because what the hell was that?
I don't know.
There's a ghost in the studio today. We have ghost Pokemon in here. If you like Pokemon just as much as we do, how about clicking that subscribe button? We really appreciate it, and it helps out the channel. Structure, lyrics, and the sexiness of this track. The structure-wise goes, you are the critic of this track. So what would your structure thoughts be?
Well, I'm just stuck on the whole idea that this is supposed to be a Pokemon song, and the only thing that actually indicated on board the video, they could have taken, I don't know, something from the original song, the solo, something from the original song, and put it in there in the actual song. Something. And they really didn't. It seems like they just, hey, Ed, do you have a song we can use that is like hype?
Yes.
And he's like, yeah.
It's gonna be beautiful and magical.
How many millions do you want for it? It seems like that's what happened. And I'm not really shitting on the song. It's just the whole concept of it. And when it, in contrast that it is a Pokemon song. So, structure-wise, it's a good song. But if I have to talk about what I would have expected, what I would have liked them to do, I don't know. Three. It's a good song. It's a Pokemon song.
It kind of feels like they asked a huge artist to record a track that they could play in the background of the final scene throughout some sort of movie, kind of like Linkin Park did with Transformers. They didn't reference Transformers in any of the tracks, like New Divide. But New Divide was written for the Transformers movie, and they were actually asked about doing that as a separate single. Yeah. And it kind of feels like this is the same thing. Yeah. It's like, can you write something that we can put in the background?
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, even for an Ed Sheeran song, and I do love it. It's one of my favorites from him. It's still very much a Ed Sheeran song. You know what I mean? Yes. It's a little bit boring. I've heard this before. I know it's there. I enjoy listening to it. A lot of pop is just that enjoyable pop, and I'm gonna forget about the song in a couple of months, and I will never think about it again, even though I enjoy it. That's how it goes with a lot of pop hits these days.
Yeah, definitely when they remind
and that's a little bit sad.
Of one another.
And that's a little bit sad. I do like this, but I am gonna be a little bit more rough on it because it's a little bit wasted potential. They could have done some more. They could have been a little bit more artistic about the song instead of just only referencing in the music video, which I'm not looking at when I'm listening to music.
No, the music video is more like the beautiful gift wrapping when a song comes out and gets represented, but it's not really the thing that people return to.
Yeah, I don't listen to it.
Why would I watch a music video more than once? So I actually agree.
2 or 3. I mean,
I would. Yeah. Because of the missing reference to the Pokemon universe, I would throw it all the way down to a 2.
Yeah,
2 stars. Moving on to the lyrics of the track. Had you had the chance to read some of the lyrics, and while I was reading through the lyrics, it kind of felt like it kind of felt like a guy who's been in his own head with some sort of metaphor that he was trying to push out, and it definitely, of course, he's referring a celestial, I think he's referencing Arceus here.
That's probably the idea.
Yeah, the idea of it, right? And because the songwriting, if you're reading through the lyrics, it kind of feels religionless in a way.
Yeah. Because celestial, often you would use that word in the context of a celestial being, an omnipotent celestial being, or a celestial object who's just like objects in the sky, to some extent, but well, not in the sky, in space, basically. It is very space-like.
Yeah, it sounds like he's singing towards the sky in a way.
Exactly,
and like a guy who's stuck in his own head, because when I'm reading through the lyrics, I'm not really sure what is going on. Who is he singing to, and why is he singing to them?
That's actually why I meant it as a hype song, as a positive energy. You can do it. Yeah, those kind of songs that we have a couple of gazillions of. Yeah, they are weirdly vague, but they're always have some positive message. Shoot for the stars. Someone will love you. Everything will be all right. You can do it if you believe it. You are magic too. All that kind of nonsense. We have a lot of those songs, and it just feels like that. I know I'm sorry. It sounds like I hate it. I don't, but the lyric is just that. It's inspirational without getting directly to the point. Just, vague enough, and still it feels like, yeah, I can do it today. I can be whatever I want.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure where he is going with the lyrics. I've been reading through him again and again, and I'm still very confused about what is going on. Yeah. The communication in the lyrics hasn't really come through to me. So again, I'm gonna bump this lyric way down to a 3-star.
Yeah, agreed. I really think the whole song is more or less just about, shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
Kind of go for your dreams.
Shoot for the stars because someone is reaching out to me throughout the clouds and the gray. And I who? Why? What? Is it a love song? Is it a empowerment song? Is it a sadness story? Did someone pass away? Who is
one
this
can
celestial?
only hope.
Like what is happening, Ed? What is happening?
I guess I just wanted more.
You wanted more.
I wanted it to be about Pokemon. I wanted it to be just a little bit more specific, or it just gets so generic. I love song for us. Yes. Jesus Christ.
What's up? It's Kyogre time.
It just gets, incoherent ramblings who's supposed to leave you like, oh, it's a party, I can do whatever I believe in.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just getting boring.
If you can clear out the message for us and have a theory, remember to place it down in the comments. We would love to hear it.
Agreed.
Bling!
That was not mine. That's not mine.
Bling! How about the sexiness of the track then?
Well, I want to give it 4, and that's just because it is just that a damn good pop song. I'm gonna forget about it. I'm not gonna listen to it forever after this. It's a good song, but it is also a damn good song.
Mm-hmm.
It's an Ed Sheeran song. It's a banger, and you can't help but feel So
it has a positive vibe throughout the entire process.
So we kind of ramble hard on the artistic expression in it and the whole reasoning for this song to exist. But when everything is done and said, it's a damn good pop song. It does get you feeling like you want to party. It does get you feeling in a better mood. It does make you feel you can achieve anything and everything. Yeah. So of course it's an amazing pop song.
It's very uplifting and like references back to all the older Ed Sheeran material. I would say that this is definitely one of his better materials.
Absolutely, it's a shame. I mean, it's just a shame. It's just not memorable enough. It just gets the feeling across that it wants to, and it does that very good.
The only catchphrase I'm remembering from this track is the name Celestial, the way he sings it.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's not really, the rest is not really getting stuck in my head.
No, I'm still, actually, because we've talked so much about bad habits, I'm having bad habits in my brain constantly. I can't even come back to this one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And demonetized.
Yes! That's it. Thank you, guys. I agree with 4 stars on the sexiness.
Yeah.
That would actually be fair towards the old-timer Ed Sheeran.
And I think now we've talking about incoherent ramblings for a long time. We have been rambling for a long time. Is it about time we...
Yes, we of
go
course
grab a beer.
This is the first episode of the Pokemon Week here on the Juice channel. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for so long. If you did, remember to subscribe. And if you're, of course, curious about how we managed to get through a Blackpink track called Shut Down, this is the video for you. And we'll see you in the next Pokemon episode. Bye.